Lionel Messi is no longer unemployed, or rather, he still is, but he's reached an agreement on a new contract. And
that's right.
Reportedly, it's a 5-year deal that runs through 2026 when he turns 39. But Jules, there's more here than meets the eye.
There's more as well. There's a release clause somewhere that if he wants to go to MLS, which we know that's his ambition and that's what he wants to do before 2026, then he will be able to. There's obviously the wages cut into 2. I mean, he was on 75 million a year before bonuses, so that's a significant cut, of course, and for Barca wage bill too. But this is the end of the saga where all the other clubs who maybe dreamt, like PSG and Man City, I don't know, who he could sign for them, it won't happen.
I might add a couple things on this. Right. So first of all, to all our colleagues who reported, this is the funniest part. Like, we in the media, we have this terrible habit that when people give us information, we report it. Even if they give us stupid, irrelevant information. The most irrelevant part is that his new contract will have a release clause, which instead of being 700 million is 510 million.
Yeah,
that was my favorite part. I'm like, okay, what does this mean? The interesting thing is, I think we still have to wait to get the details because these are the details that have come out from the Barcelona end.
Yeah.
And he hasn't signed it yet. He's gone on holiday. Presumably he'll sign it, I guess, when he comes back from holiday. But what's interesting is he's going to, when you factor in that he signed a 5-year deal. So he's spreading the wages from the 2-year deal he wanted to sign over 5 years. But obviously in 5 years, who knows where he's going to be? And there's a penalty clause if his contract gets canceled earlier. Once you factor in, other aspects, essentially, in the first 2 years, were Barcelona to terminate his contract, perhaps to let him go to MLS, he's going to end up earning not far off
from what
he was earning at now.
Yeah.
And by the way, the number that you see now, obviously, that includes a whole bunch of bonuses and stuff like that. There's also a signing bonus. I think in the end, we should think of this as a 2-year deal with the fact that it's spread over 5 years, because Barcelona have serious budgetary issues.
So you're disappointed because you've always asked him, and we know he watches the show, to take a significant pay cut for the good of the club, saying like, look, they're in such a bad position, do your bit. And
I'm in two minds about it. I don't know the exact status of the club. I don't think Messi does either. I would feel that on the one hand, you'd be disappointed. On the other hand, wait, now you're giving all this money to Aguero. I know he's my friend and everything, but,
true.
Look, he deserves it. Yeah. I think it's as simple as that.
And, everybody knows, Gab, that Barcelona are under serious pressure to cut their wage bill. I guess that's why maybe we're hearing more and more about potential Antoine Griezmann, Saul Niguez kind of swap deal.
Yeah, look, this would be one of those swap deals that, again, is done for accounting purposes. I mean, I think from Barcelona's perspective, given that Depay and Aguero are coming in, given that Ansu Fati is going to be fit, we presume, you get a massive earner off your books, and you replace him with a guy who plays a different position in Saul, who presumably makes less money.
Far less, yeah.
Yeah, what I would say here is I think Griezmann has got 3 years left on his deal, if I'm not mistaken. He would need to take a pay cut or, do one of those spread over longer period type situations, because Luis Suarez has got another year as well. Yeah. And it's a great story. Oh, Griezmann back to Atleti, where it all began. Not where it began, but where he plays best football. But Atleti already have Suarez, Moussa Dembele, Angel Correa.
Dembele has gone back to Lyon.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, Joao Felix.
Joao Felix.
Yeah.
There's still a lot of bodies there. Vitolo, I guess, is gone too. But I don't quite know that you can make this. They've spent 35 million, of course, on Rodrigo de Paul. Yeah. I don't quite know how you make this work out numbers-wise from their end, unless both these players, Griezmann, unless he takes a big pay cut.
But when you think that Barcelona paid 120 million 2 years ago for him, and because that was the release clause, they paid it in one installment, and now they're trying to do this thing where basically he goes, doesn't cost you anything to let him go and to get.
It's almost like the Luis Suarez deal, and I think psychologically also they're like, what if this comes back to haunt us?
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.